Hi, ladies. Just wanted to reach out to you and just talk to you for a second. Now I'm in the basement and we officially sold our house today. Super excited. So it's officially a firm sale. And so we've actually only sold homes twice in our entire lives. So it's exciting, the journey that we're on. And I really appreciate the people that have been praying for us. But I wanted to come on and just talk to you about something that you probably see a lot happening on my page recently, in my stories, if you're following me on Instagram, if you're following me on Facebook, wherever. Even Snapchat, I've been on there a little bit. Trying to get to know TikTok, but not quite there yet. But I wanted to talk to you about my weight loss journey a little bit. Now, I have an accountability group that I started through Fitbit. Love it. And I did lose a lot of weight by walking. But it wasn't just walking. So I don't want to be deceitful in saying, I only walked and that's, I lost all this weight, but I want to talk to you a little bit and more direct this to the people who are trying to lose weight themselves, right? So if you're on a weight loss journey or if you're trying to build endurance, strength, stay toned, or just get healthier, I'd love to help in any way possible. So I want you to be able to not hesitate in reaching out to talk to me. I want to be there for that. It's what I do for a living now, which is really cool to say. But I'm passionate about seeing women succeed. I love the hashtag women supporting women. I think it's one of my very favorite hashtags. But I have to tell you that another favorite hashtag is fit over 40. But that's going to change this year because turning the big 5-0. Yeah, it's true. You heard it here first. So I'm thinking that the hashtag is soon to change to something like hashtag 50 fit and fabulous. I don't know. I'm going to figure something out. I have a little bit of time left to do that. But I want you to know that to me, I feel like age is just a number because inside here and in here, I'm a kid. I'm one of those Grammys that's down on the floor playing with my grandkids, right? Not sitting in front of the TV. And that's okay if you do that. That's what you do. Everybody's different. But I think it's because there was a time where I was stuck in a wheelchair and I couldn't do things with my grandchildren. I prayed to God so many times when my daughter was pregnant with my first grandchild. I have two. And when she was pregnant with my first granddaughter, I was like, when she started to walk the very first day, she walked and we were there and we saw that and we got to experience that. And I thought, I just want to be able to walk. And I spent a lot of and I think that the reason why, to backtrack a little bit, that I'm so excited and want to embrace my 50s is because I spent my 30s and most of my 40s, literally most of my 40s, like up to like 48 pretty much, needing some kind of assistance in walking, at one point completely bedridden. And because of that, I wasn't physically able to walk, being wheelchair bound, bedridden. 5 straight years bedridden. 5 straight years. 5. Long time. And I wasn't able to do the necessities in life. So I'm passionate about even the little things that we get to do. One of the trainers that I work with, and I hope that you'll get to work with one day too, because if you work with me, you're going to get to work with her. And her name is Andrea Rogers, and I'd love for you to go and follow her she's on Facebook, Instagram. But she's fabulous, amazing, and definitely a fit over 40. But I think she just turned 41, so she's just kind of just coming into there. But she always says when she's training us, be grateful for bodies that can move. And isn't that the truth? I'm so grateful for a body that can move. And every time I do one of her classes, I cry at the end. And I'm just being honest. Some of you may have seen some of those videos that I posted where I've cried after I've done a workout of hers, and today was no exception to that rule. I cried just because there's something about it that makes me so grateful that I can move my body. And I think that that's why I want other women. And I think that's sort of, I don't know if I have a niche or whatever, a niche, or I don't know what the word is, but I think that I want to see people have fulfilling lives. I want to be able to have my 50s be the year of yes. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Even if I haven't tried it yet, because I'm never going to say I can't anymore, or I never will, because I spent so many years saying never, and I can't, and I never will, and I do, and I am, and it's miraculous. The doctors have no clue why, by the way. I know I'm going to get a lot of those questions, but it's a miracle. But I just want to I have a whole long thing that I wanted to talk to you about. But when I was first diagnosed, they told me that it would only get worse, that it would progressively get worse. And physically, there were so many limitations. And I want you to know, too, that it wasn't something that happened overnight. There wasn't a snap of the fingers and April got better and April could do things. It took a lot of time, and it took a lot of work for me to go from being 300 pounds, bedridden, probably more than that, because I didn't weigh myself until I had a bleed in my stomach and had to go to the hospital. And so at that point, I had already lost a significant amount of weight on my own, just getting up, moving my body. We had an exercise bike. I started to just sort of get my legs moving a little bit more because they've been stagnant and stuck in one place for so long. So getting those ready and stuff, like I'm standing here right now on legs talking to you for the past 7 minutes. Yep, legs that work. Look at that. Let's see if I can put my toes up there even. Jeez. Yeah, but they work. Yeah, good thing I just worked out, right? But, I can't begin to describe how one word utterly played double duty in my mind and my body and my spirit. And you know what that word was? Hope. It was the worst 4-letter word that I'd ever heard. Hope. Because when you want something so bad that you're told that you're never going to have it, that you're never going to walk, you're never going to be able to get on the ground and play with your grandkids, you're never going to go to the park, you're never going to swing on the swing with them, you're not going to hold hands, you're not going to go swimming with them, you're not going to do cartwheels with them, you're not going to teach them how to do cartwheels. I'm going to cry right now because that literally happened. And now my granddaughter's teaching me to do cartwheels and handstands, which is just emotional on its own. But hope was a horrible word for me. And I would tell everybody, stop saying that word in front of me. It was offensive, because how do you expect me to have hope when I'm being told that don't have hope? It's just going to make you further depressed, and there is no hope and there is no cure. And I'm sorry, it's just going to get progressively worse for you. It's all downhill from here kind of thing. So I can't even begin to describe to you how that one word utterly played double duty in my mind, because it's in my spirit and my soul, because it was a love-hate relationship between hope. And realistically, it's probably still a conscious choice that I have to make each day, especially in those harder days when I feel or I recall anything. If I recall anything, I get a pain, a certain feeling, a numbness, a tingling, and it's literally like I'm back there in that wheelchair. I'm back there in that bed, and I'm right, it hits you. And so I think even consciously and subconsciously, I have to choose hope every day. I have to make that a choice for myself. And so one of the other things is that for years, being locked in a prison cell that was really my body, right? Those times I have an all too, like I just told you with my fingers and stuff like that. It's crazy. But I mean, if I was able to take steps to the washroom back then, it was a glorious day, because there were days that, I'm just going to put it out there. There was incontinence issues, there was stuff going on medically, and it was not pretty. Having a healthcare worker have to come out and help me and shower me and give me a sponge bath, and when my husband wasn't able to because he had to work full time and be a full-time caregiver at the same time. That man is, I'm not going to say he's a saint because he's not a saint, but he's the male version of, if there were a saint, he probably could get that, and I might nominate him, but amazing man, obviously, right? Took really good care of me. But I want to talk to you about something that I've learned this past year, actually the past 6 months, really. And that is that I have to choose how to respond. Because when I feel or recall something, I can choose to go back to bed and say, you know what? I can't do this today. I don't feel good. Something's coming on. Something's happening. Right now I have a sinus issue. You could probably hear it in my voice. For those of you that know me, this is not my actual raspy, stuffed up speaking voice. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to come on and talk to you anyways, because I'm not going to wait till, I'm completely fine, because who knows, when this sinus thing's going to get fixed. But no, it's not COVID. But I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me that, so I just wanted to let you know that no, it's not. So thank God for that. But I've learned that this past year, just to backtrack, and the past 6 months, like I said, that I have to choose how to respond, because there is immense power in that first response. It can have a lasting impact on the entire day ahead. And now I'm speaking to you. Okay, this is for you as well. I want you to think about this, because this is something that changed my life, but it can change your life too. But you have to put it into practice, right? So first, choosing how to respond. So it can have a lasting impact on your entire day. So learning how to redo my whole word, like my whole world. I can't even talk. My new alphabet. I've created one. A is react. Okay? Figure out how you're going to react, because that's going to dictate the rest of your day. Secondly, respond. Respond to a positive reaction, not a negative one. April, you're not feeling good today. You might not be able to do everything you wanted to do, but you can do stuff. Because if you can still get up and walk to the bathroom, then you're further ahead than you were 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Yes. So 3 years ago, that's it. 3 years in a wheelchair, 300 pounds. Okay? And I'm 130 pounds now, by the way. That's a significant weight loss. And let me tell you, man, I'm all over the place, but let me just go through my alphabet, because I think this really could help you. B, respond. C, review the situation by taking time. So take the time out and then D, process how it is that I am truly feeling. Because sometimes we might feel a certain way when we first wake up in the morning. We might feel stiff, especially when we're getting older. We might feel, like I said earlier, I feel like, a 20-year-old, 16-year-old sometimes in here, 8-year-old maybe. And I feel like a 20-year-old in here, and I look at those little people dancing on TikTok, and I'm like, I can do that. I tried it tonight. It's a funny video. I may post it, and I may not. My husband took it. So, of me trying to do, if you don't follow him, I'm going to put a hashtag on here for Big Kid Rick. Amazing man, changed my life, honestly, by just making me laugh. And sometimes that's another thing that we need to, I wish I could add that to my alphabet, because it's something that we need to do as well, is laugh. Be able to laugh at yourself. And be able to laugh, have fun, right? So, and that's part of that D thing, which is Process how is it that I am truly feeling, right? And then E, this is it. This is as far as I get in my alphabet. E, pausing and giving my entire being, head to toe. I'm not gonna like point the camera down to my toes. I could, I guess, but I don't want to take up your time and do that. But from head to toe, right? And taking that time, pausing, giving my entire being the time that it needs to wake up, brain turning on into the right gear, giving your body the time to stretch out and realize it's time for action. Right? It's time for action. And my heart realizes, right, it must be pumping the affirmatives of remember why. And remember when you couldn't even sit up on your own. And this is what I do, is I'll go through a list of things to pump myself up, right? To get myself out of bed, to get myself going when I feel like I can't. Like today, I woke up today and it was not a good day. Today's been a fabulous day at the end, but it's because I chose to respond differently to today. Well, not just that, and we sold our house, and a lot of other good things happened for us today, which I will share with you another time. Actually, I think I do have more alphabet. Maybe I should do that another day because we're getting long now, aren't we? But I talk to myself. I remind myself of all the things that I couldn't do. Remember when you couldn't even sit up on your own? Well, take a moment. See that? You're sitting up. Ponder if you are capable of doing something you've already accomplished without a second thought. So what's keeping you from now swinging those legs over and letting them hit the floor? What's the worst that could happen, right? You're already in yes, I can mode. As soon as you sit up, swing those legs over and realize that you can do that, especially when you are in my situation. So I'm just taking my situation, and I want you to apply your own situation to this because we all have different ones, right? For me, it's like, okay, well, you already did that. And so then F, here we go, we're going further in the alphabet. I said I wasn't going to, but let's just hang in there with me. F is for floor. Yeah. Floor, here I come, all right? Because I'm going to get up. But G is important because to God be the glory for the things that he has done. Because it's a miracle, friends, that I'm walking. It's a miracle that I can jog now on a treadmill. It's a miracle that I can dance. It's a miracle that I did push-ups the other day. Yeah, push-ups. First time in I can't even remember. I had to ask my friend Joanne, because I don't even remember the last time that we did push-ups. And I think it was back in junior high, to be honest with you. And then H, guess what? Do you remember from earlier what that dirty, bad word was that I used to hate? It starts with an H as well. Hope. State a declaration of hope for your day. And then hop onto that hope trail and let's do this. Because we're going into the alphabet. Nothing is impossible. I say this a lot. And if you read my captions on other posts, if you followed my journey, if you've been through Fitbit with me, you probably hear me saying this a lot, but nothing's impossible. Even the word impossible says within it, I'm possible. I'm possible. So no such thing is impossible. And J, from my husband Jason, but no, that's actually not what I chose to. I could have done that, I guess. But J is just be the best version of yourself. And K is keep showing up for yourself so that others will be empowered to show up for themselves too. Because if you show up for yourself, you are in fact showing up for everyone else around you too, because it's contagious. It is. If you show up, someone else is going to show up. It happens all the time. I see it every day. Because I have a ton of friends that I've learned going through my training, becoming a fitness coach. And I see these people showing up for their lives when they're not feeling good, even when somebody had COVID, for goodness sakes. I mean, these women, they show up. And so when they show up, it empowers me to show up. I'm like, why am I not showing up? And I show up. But then when I show up, I'm thinking sometimes to myself, I wonder if by me showing up, did I help somebody else show up? Because it's what is that, a domino reaction, whatever? The dominoes fall, right? And then everybody's showing up. Wouldn't that be great? But showing up, it's contagious. L, you have a life to live today. Embrace the gift of another today and live it with your best shot, because tomorrow's never guaranteed. Okay? So we have to get up. We have to swing our legs. We have to get up. We have to do it. We have to show up, because it's today and we get to live it. So live it to your best ability. And your best today is going to be different than your best 6 months from now. If you decide that you want to join with me and go through a program with me, nutrition program, fitness program, both, you show up, I show up, we do it together, and we make the best of today. But your best today, I promise you, if you show up for yourselves, if you invest in yourself, and yes, investing in yourself does actually mean money as well. Let's not sugarcoat it. It costs money to eat well, to eat good. It's cheaper to eat, fast food and all that stuff. I get it. Been there, done that. Wrote the book. Well, I didn't write a book, but you know what I mean. I could. But yeah, just live your best life and know that your best is going to get better every time you show up for yourself and every time you learn something new, right? If you're on a weight loss journey, 6 months from now, you're going to weigh less than you do now. Even if it's 3 pounds, you still weigh less, but you're going to weigh less more. Let me tell you a secret. In 6 months, if you go on any of the nutrition programs that I can help you with, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to guarantee anybody that they can lose the weight, because you know what? I can't guarantee that you're going to do the work. But I can say this, that if you do the work, you are guaranteed results because you do the work. Yes, it's work. It's not a magic pill that you get to swallow. And if you see those things going on, let me tell you something else. I tried everything. And I'm going to tell you something. My daughter, after she had my 2 granddaughters, she tried a whole bunch of different diets. She tried counting this and doing that. She did keto. She did everything, and paleo and all this other stuff. I mean, a list of things. But they're not sustainable. And they're not maintainable. They're not realistic. So anything that you hear from me, anything that I talk about, anything that I recommend, it's because I tried it. It worked. And if I tried it and it didn't work, I'm never going to recommend that to you. And I can promise you that. Because I don't want you to waste your money. I don't want you to waste your time. But I want you to invest in yourself the right way. Okay? I really do. And if you don't feel that I'm the right fit for you, there are tons of other people that I have in my network, and we can find somebody that's the right fit for you. But don't stop moving forward in your journey just because you know what, you might not like my style, you might not like my energy, and that's okay. We're all different and we're all unique people. And maybe you don't want a 50-year-old helping you. Maybe you want a 20-year-old helping you. Or maybe you want somebody that's 60 helping you because you're 60 and I can't relate to you, or whatever the case may be. But let me tell you this too. I have two best friends. My first best friend, 60. My other best friend, she prefers not to tell her age, but she's 30, 40, something in there. We're just almost in that area. But let me tell you, go through the rest of this really quickly. Get moving. Be grateful that you have a body that can move. We talked about that a little bit. Enjoy your own dance parties. Let me tell you that. I think I must have lost so much weight from dancing. Just dancing with my granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, when we would take my eldest granddaughter when she started kindergarten, and we would literally spend the entire time having dance parties. It was just the funnest thing. And I swear a ton of weight came off because of that. I wasn't weighing myself at that point because I wasn't doing things at that point to try and lose weight. It was more because I wanted to be healthy, and I was trying to, be active and, learn how to really, really program my brain to learn how to use my body again. And then the other thing is, no more excuses. When you know you can, then you can. And this is my list. So maybe you don't like my alphabet list, my alphabet encouragement list, and that's okay. But when you know you can, you can. O, others are witnessing your journey today. What is it that you want to say by your actions, your attitude, and your words? Be intentional and remember your why. Like we started in this video, why did I start my journey? Why did I decide, hey, you know what? I want to get healthy. I want to feel good. I want to lose weight. And then when I lost the weight, you know what happened? I was like, I want to tone up. I want to get some muscle so that I can live a long life and pick up my grandchildren and do things and travel and hike and do things that I never thought I would ever be able to do in this body. Right? So be intentional and make sure, look, other people are watching you. My grandchildren watch me, and for me, that's very motivating. They've absolutely been my motivation. And then over the past almost year now that I've had an accountability check spot group, and I'm going to be starting a bod group with the same name so that it won't be confusing for people coming over from Fitbit and that would like to follow me or others within our group over. Because one of my best friends, Kathy, is coming over to bod with me as well. So super excited to have her doing the programs with us. But you're going to see such a great change in her. Wow. But the other thing is P, be patient. All right. Patient today with yourself. Be patient. I don't know how many times I have to say that to myself. And Q, quitting isn't an option. No quitting. You can't quit. Because let me tell you something. You get to a point and you've gotten this far and then you quit, then you just have to restart again. So if you quit and you restart, you've got to make up all of that stuff over again. So don't quit. Don't give up on yourself. Be patient with the process because it is a process and it takes time. Right? We're fixing our temples, our bodies from head to toe. When we're losing weight, we have to lose that weight and it doesn't just come off like that. We have to work. And we don't have to work as hard as you'd think because nutrition is 80% of the journey, my friends. 20% of that is being active. But let me tell you, there's tons of things and low impact things that you can do. I'm telling you, there's an exercise that everybody can do, including people that are in wheelchairs, and they do it, and they show up. Honestly, they show up. So, and what's the next one? S? No, quitting isn't an option. I always forget R. R, relax, reload, refuel, refresh, remember, reach out, recharge, ride the highs, and learn how to restore yourself in the lows. It's a lot for the R's, but it's all true. But all of those things are coping mechanisms, I guess, that you're going to learn how to do if you're in a good fitness program, which I would love for you to do, by the way, with me. So I'm going to repeat them again, okay, because it's important. The R's, relax. And look at that. Relax, reload, refuel, refresh. I love that. Remember, reach out, recharge, and ride the highs. And remember how to restore yourself in the lows. Super important. S, stay strong. Stay true to who you are. You're the only you in the entire universe. You are the only you that can accomplish what you can accomplish. You're special. So remember that. Do you, be you, for you. I use those hashtags a lot because literally, if I had like a little mantra of things, that would be one of them. One of the things that I haven't talked about yet, and I don't want to go too long here, but the other thing that I wanted to talk about quickly was change. I used to be terrified of it. Terrified of change. Terrified of the smallest change. I go like straight into panic mode. Little things changing would feel like the end of the world for me. I'm embracing change now because I understand this. That nothing changes until something changes. And that's true. So I embrace change. I don't want to like double back, but I want to make sure that I tell you that, okay? So, S, stay strong, stay true to who you are, right? Stay focused on the positive things that you can accomplish today. And stay focused on the things that you can accomplish and the things that you can overcome and slay for as much better days as you can. Slay ahead. Slay the day. Love it. T, you're going to like this or you might not like it. If you're me, you have no problem with it. But T is this. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself today as you talk to your best friend. Didn't think that was going to come, did you? Talk to yourself how you would talk to your best friend. That's tough. I'm still struggling with that one. No trash talking yourself, because you're never going to regret being kind to yourself. It'll always trickle down to those around you. Garbage in, garbage out. Take care of yourself because you're worth it. I had a friend of mine that I gave her a 21-day mirror challenge, okay? Because it takes 21 days to make or break a habit, okay? I talk about that a lot. And so I told her, for 21 days, I want you to go look in the mirror and I want you to say positive affirmations to yourself. You can choose whatever you want them to be, but I just gave some examples. So I'm going to give you some. So a few of the examples is to use positive affirmation, meaningful motivation, biblical, you can use scripture. That's what I did. Be constructive, be affirming, be motivational, be caring. Be kind to yourself, be complimentary, be mindful, be constructive in a complimentary and true and mindful way. Not, why didn't you do this? And you should look better than this by now. And, no. That's not at all what I mean. Because if you do this for 21 days, there is power in our tongues. So I challenge you, as I challenged myself and I've challenged my friends, it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So it starts with us changing the narrative. How we allow ourselves to talk to ourselves. We all do it, even if it's under our breath or screaming from the rooftops. Let's change that. What do you want to tell yourself today? What is what I say to myself. Keep it real. Be honest. Above all, be kind. How you see yourself, how you talk about yourself, it comes out for the whole world and for other people to see. Be your greatest inspiration, not your own inner worst enemy. Stop beating yourself up for stuff that you don't have control over. Stop beating yourself up at all. And stop being your own frontline bully. Because I'm telling you, we all have a bully. And the worst bully that we've ever had in our lives is ourselves. Truth. That's hard. And it's emotional. Because, straight up being honest with you, I struggle with that still. I'll forget something when we're leaving. And I catch myself a lot now and I fix it. But even today, I forgot something when we were leaving the house, and the first thing that wanted to come out of my mouth was, "You're so stupid. You're so stupid." I used to say that to myself a lot. And when you say it to yourself, you start to believe the things you're saying. Why wouldn't you? And so taking control of the narrative, your own narrative, how you speak to yourself, I cannot tell you how much that can change your life for the better. And let me tell you, you're going to have hiccups. You're going to have days where things are not going so well and it's hard and you're like, I can't do this, I can't, sorry, just can't do it, April. And then you're going to have days where it's like, yeah, I did it all day and I didn't say one bad thing about myself. But you know what? 21 days, right? And then you probably thought this was going to be something, tricky and you matchy, but keep updating your journey. So there kind of is a you in there. Keep updating your journey because it's your legacy, right? Only you can write it by the things that you say and do. So start to find a way to document your own thoughts, feelings, changes, and experiences. Write it down. Do a video diary blog. Those are very popular nowadays. You've got TikTok or whatever social media platforms that you choose to use as your own personal platform to share your legacy as you grow into it. Because you're going to. It can be for your eyes only, or start sharing your story. No two are alike, so everybody's going to be different, and you've got something to give to somebody else that they need to hear. So how you share your story, that's your choice. But please, start to share it. Even if it's just to look back on in a year, it's life-changing. I look at some of the things that I wrote a year ago, and I'm like, wow, who is that girl? Who is that girl? Why was she like that? Why? That's how much we can change in a year. And if I hadn't documented it, and that's why I want to talk about something else as well. If you're going through a weight loss journey, please do a before picture. Because I'm telling you, when that before picture, you're going to hate it. Right now, you're going to despise it. And I'm telling you that right now before you take it. You are not going to like it. You're going to want to delete it. You're going to wish you never took it. But take it. Because when you look back and you see how far you've come, that picture becomes part of your story. It becomes a strong, motivating factor in your journey, your story. And it will motivate others. But it'll motivate you. It'll keep you going. And V, value each blessing and validate your feelings. Or maybe someone else's, right? As you feel it, be truthful with yourself and always remember the courage that it takes to share with the world. Be kind to each other. And I want to tell you something that my grandma, she used to say, April, if you don't have anything constructive or helpful or productive or meaningful or inspirational or kind, keep it moving, zip it, and move on. She was a wise woman whose legacy that I am determined to keep alive. Sorry. A wise woman whose legacy that I am determined to emulate in various ways of my own journey, as she had a great impact on making me who I am and who I will be. I'm so thankful for her. Thank you, Grandma. I haven't said that out loud for a long time. W. Winners show up. Whining is okay as long as you're still going to finish strong, but wine, I guess, and I'd not recommend both. They don't go well together. But wine with purpose to succeed. And X, extra. Read all about it. It takes time. Take time to read a devotional, something inspirational, listen to a podcast, a chapter in a book, some inspirational quotes. I love looking at those things. I read a psalm and a proverb every day. That's something because I just feel like we can never have enough of God's word, because as we get to know God, we become more like him, and we become better versions of ourselves when we know his word. And that's my opinion. And that's how it works for me. And so if you have God's word on your mind, in your heart, your head, your soul, then it's going to be on your tongue, and it's going to flow, and it's going to show. And then why? You got this, girl. It's your story, your life. You are you. Find you. Be true to you. Don't lose yourself. Don't try to replace or duplicate or think that, or try and be something that you're not. I've done that. So I spent so much time in my life trying to be like other people because I didn't like who I was. So I had to figure out how to like myself, and where that goes back up to that, first part of the, April's boom, I don't know, alphabet, I guess, if we want to call it that. I guess they didn't really give it a name, but we can do it. But be authentically you, because people can relate to you when you are authentic about yourself. So be relatable, because you know what? There's only one you, so don't lose yourself. And don't try to replace yourself with something that you're not. People will follow, see, and relate to your own authenticity. So you be you, and let her be her, let him be him, let them be them. And your best is your best of you, and embrace your uniqueness. And here we go. Final one. Z. I don't know. I'm Canadian, so. 0. No, you knew it was going to be that, right? 0 reasons not to give God the glory for your life. Never forget who gave you the miraculous gift that you are using today, which is your body. Everything about you. Thank you, Jesus, is what I say every day. May I be more like you and find the strength and tools to be the best version of myself, that through my best, others see you in my journey, each and every step that I take. Hallelujah for that. 3 years ago, 300 pounds. Today I'm 130. If I can do this with my limitations and health issues, and friends, I have a lot of health issues. If I can do this, I believe that with the right nutrition and proper exercise, we can all find true success in an environment that's healthy long term. For me, finding a way to lose weight, be active, alive, not just existing, because I existed for a long time, but I wasn't living. I'll tell you that right now, for decades. The concept of that was just foreign to me. So the most important things for me to have something in my life that I've realized as I've lost weight is it needs to be sustainable, maintainable, realistic, and it needs to be rewarding. Yeah, rewarding. With so many different fad diets, and we talked about that, we can do so much damage to our body. And we can lose weight really fast on a keto diet, but guess what? You're not going to keep it off, and I'm telling you that. You have to maintain that, and that is tough, and you are doing damage to your organs. Doctors have said this. It's true. It's fact now. And why do you think that that's kind of phased out a little bit? And I know I'm going to have some keto haters on me now, and I'm sorry, but I'm just speaking my own truth, and from what I've seen happen with my daughter, with other people, I've seen evidence that can do some significant lasting damage, and I don't want to see that happen to you. So especially after a certain age, after menopause, it's even tougher battle to lose weight, because we have hormones that are crazy, and or hormones that are gone, and hormones that are acting crazy, or not balanced out. And it's harder to lose weight when we're going through stuff. So you need to be patient with yourself, but you need to find something that's sustainable. And let me tell you this. I want to be the best version of myself for me first. And then, because I choose, and I choose daily, my health, it's a trickling effect on everyone else around me. Now my husband is choosing his health, which is awesome, right? They get to experience the benefits of me finally putting myself first. So I can truly show up and be there for them, focused, happier, glowing from the inside out, sparkling, all that energy. And unknowingly sprinkling it upon their lives, right? Because I'm no longer a shell of myself, if that makes any sense. Take 30 minutes a day for my health esteem. I started this hashtag over 2.5 years ago, and now it's like the top trending hashtag in fitness and nutrition. Wasn't because of me, I don't think.